Hello, all you beautiful people out there. What is going on? This is your friend Brady coming fast with an analysis of the June State of the Game from Visionary Games and their successor Paragon project called Project Phoenix Rising. So today we got a lot of juicy information, a lot of juicy details. You guys right now are seeing this PowerPoint presentation. They had like this really long 25-minute video on their channel. I'm breaking it down very quick here, telling you guys everything that's important and showing you all the cool stuff. So they go over the first 5 initial characters here through slides, their roles and abilities and stuff like that. There was already a previous video that I made, which I will link in the description below, talking about their abilities themselves, and they were leaked. So definitely check that out, because that gives you more details about these heroes. But we're going to be talking a lot about other stuff as well. So here you have Cronan, which is going to be the jungler. Then you're going to have Theo, which is the support. She's the support character. It is a she. Okay, my bad. I always used to call it Theo a boy, a man. It's a girl, right? Female. And then you have Aurelia, which is the caster. You have Inferno, which is like the ADC. And you have Warden, which is tank or solo laner, off laner, whatever you want to call him. So first off, more hero info is what was covered in this. Another thing that they talked a lot about, which was important, which we already kind of knew, was that there were UI improvements. And you guys are going to see this in the end, because I'm going to show you guys the trailer that they have with the gameplay and everything from their State of the Game Part 2. It's not gameplay, but it's in-game content. And you guys will see they improved their menus, they improved their tabs. They have a community tab, with your boy highlighted on it, which is pretty cool. Thank you for putting me on that. That was pretty awesome to see. And they talked about their minions and jungle minions. Now they have the jungle minions. They're called remnants. They have like their own little look to them. We're going to see them later on as well. We have regular minions, obviously, but the cool thing about the minions that they were talking about is that they are randomly generated. So these minions, their appendages will go through a random number generator as they spawn, and they will look a little different every time, just to make the game more compelling, just to make it more immersive. You guys are going to see an example of that in the video, part of this video, I guess, a little bit later on. First, we got to get through all the info, right? And then they talked about the jungle boss, so like the Orb Prime, basically. And they said there's a few jungle bosses. The one that they they have at least a few concepts in mind. The one that they talked about was the one that I'm assuming is going to be like Orb Prime. Is the big old dino looking thing. It looks really cool. And they talked about how they wanted him to be a bit more interesting objective. They don't want the team just going there and auto-attacking it the whole time and taking it. They want him to have some sort of abilities that you as a player would have to counter in order to successfully get it. So for example, you can't just solo the jungle boss. They said already, confirmed, that he's going to have an ability that will disable a player. So if you're like fighting in a group of 3, he has the ability to disable one of the 3 players. Okay, maybe that's a stun, maybe that's just completely you're silenced, so you can't use any of your abilities and whatnot. And so you basically won't be able to solo him, is one of the big concerns that they had with him. So that's a fact. Another one is that one of them will have to stun him at the right time, otherwise some crazy stuff will happen. So interesting mechanics being talked about with a jungle boss, a little bit more challenging and skill based than Orb Prime might have been back in Paragon. Their XP system, so in-game XP system, the way you level up, right, you level up to level 5, you can unlock your ultimate while you're in the middle of the game. Their XP system is going to discourage snowballing, so there's going to be a lot of XP sharing, depending, most likely, right, depending on how many people there are around, because that's what Paragon did. Like in a team fight, the more people that are around somebody who gets killed, the less XP that is shared amongst them, and stuff like that. So perhaps that's something that they're going to be doing, but overall they confirmed that their XP system, in-game leveling system, is going to discourage snowballing, because that's not competitively fun. It's not what makes the game competitive. And then they talked about the item shop. So the item shop is also going to be built around competitive gameplay. It's not going to be a deck system. It's not going to be a card system. Okay, we saw the same thing with Unleashed Games and their Paragon 2. There will be no cards. There will be no decks. It's going to be one big item shop. Everybody's going to have access to every single item. Okay, the same items. But here's the difference. This is what's making me very interested, is that they said that there is going to be a general item shop, but you will have the option to fine-tune and customize your items and stats on them with certain boundaries. So this At first, it sounds very similar to like what Smite does, where you have like 2 or 3 branches to an item, where you can like upgrade them this way or upgrade them that way, and then they'll have like a certain active ability here and a certain active ability there, depending on which tree you go down. But this reminds me a bit more actually of how Legacy Paragon was, that card system where you had 3 slots within each item, and then you can put either a little bit more power into it, a little bit more attack speed into it, or a little bit more physical armor or energy armor or health or whatever. That's kind of what I'm feeling and hoping that it goes towards. That's what they mean by fine-tuning and customizing the items themselves, and not necessarily just picking like different branches like Smite, for example. But that was something very important to note, and that's why I wanted to spend a little bit extra time analyzing that part of it. But there will be a general item shop, and there's going to be a strong focus on unique passive and active components for the ones that, you know, want to make their experience unique and want to definitely set themselves apart. There's going to be a higher skill gap there for new players and older players, and it's going to be something more to master, as any good competitive game has. So this is their video for their part 2. Okay, this is their actual showcase of everything. So they're going to showcase some models. We're going to just go through it here. They also launched their website, which I'm going to link in the description below as well. They launched their website, so you can go and subscribe to their newsletter. You can put in your email, and they'll email you new stuff, new news. You guys can also check out their Discord and stuff on that website as well. So this beast right here, and this one right here, is what I'm assuming to be the remnants, like the jungle minions, because they said that they're going to have different camps too. They might have like camps of 3 level 1s and then camps of 2 level 3s or whatever. So that should be interesting, some variety in the jungle. These are the different randomly generated minions that they were talking about. So they might have some claws, they might have some blades, they might have short hair, some long hair, some interesting stuff. But they said that they will make the color scheme obvious as to which minions are which, if they're allies or if they're enemies. So just some examples here. I did slow this video down to half speed, so we have some extra time to talk about what's going on the screen. And so I have some extra time to analyze this stuff with y'all, because I mean it's pretty cool, man. I mean, randomly generated minions, that's pretty next gen, you know. So here we have Aurelia. They have 3 concepts for her basic attack, basically. Personally, I like Slide C the best. I like the lighter color more. It's like a little pew, pew, pew. I think that's actually what we saw in earlier gameplay anyway. So that's pretty neat. Here is the jungle boss, basically. The jungle boss that I was talking about, that it can isolate solo fighters. So it looks pretty cool. I'm liking the art style. I actually really dig the art style. I like the whole overgrown, messy, like ravenous kind of style. I'm sure it's going to be juxtaposed very nicely with a beautiful lush jungle landscape and stuff like that. I'm pretty excited for the artwork. I mean, at least for the art, it looks freaking amazing. This is, I'm assuming, to be Inferno, which is the ADC, or at least a concept for Inferno. That's Aurelia. We have already seen her. So this is interesting. This is new. This is some sort of animation. So I believe this could be a spawning animation. This could be an ability animation where she cloaks herself. I don't think she will be cloaking herself, because through her leaked abilities, we saw that they were thinking more of a Gideon style thing with her. But perhaps, you never know, that might be her teleport ability, where she just does that and then reappears somewhere else. Here is the community tab with all my videos talking about Visionary games here. And you guys can check out the other tabs as well. Now, something important to note here is he's going to open up the statistics page right here. And on the left, if you pause the video, you can see that there's MMR, that you can see the win-loss, that you can see your win streak, and overall, it's just very detailed statistics page. But what I really liked about that was the MMR, the fact that you could see your MMR and your highest MMR. So now it's not as much of a guessing game. And here's the draft lobby. So as we saw, the matchmaking was very similar, where you load up 10 people and then you click enter and then you have a draft lobby. And it was casual matchmaking. You guys caught that? It said casual matchmaking. So even casual matchmaking will have a draft lobby as it appears. We're going to stay on the screen for a little while longer. I know the quality isn't the best, but I will link the video itself in the description if you guys want to see it for yourself. But at the bottom, you guys can see average game length is about 38 minutes on this account, at least. You guys can see all the stats, so that might give us a little bit of a clue as how long the game length might be, average game time. And then the top left, you guys see chests next to masters underneath the profile tab. So maybe there'll be chests. I don't know what will be in those chests. Maybe cosmetics, maybe some other stuff. Hopefully nothing that's like a loot box pay to win type stuff, because really didn't like that. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I wanted to cover. As always, make sure I'll have a wonderful day. Peace. Notification bell.